Look over there, my friend. Things are moving at this very moment. And you are against this movement. Over there, you see up there? Ukrainian flag, you see it? Things are moving, my friend, things are moving.
Test the claim.
Are you listening? Do you understand what I'm telling you? My friend, do you understand my point? Russia's not losing, you don't think so? So what happened in Kyiv?
What happened in Donbass?
The war is ongoing in Donbass.
And Bakhmut.
They still haven't taken Bakhmut, even after almost a year of trying to take it, of losing thousands and thousands of men.
One or two districts. No, they're going really slowly.
Can I ask you, how long you wanna bombing Scotland out from UK? How long you bombing?
That's a good one.
But Scotland wasn't being
In future.
since 2014 weren't being destroyed.
After in future, when change
All the
government.
Scots weren't being killed.
Yeah, how long you wanna start bomb Scotland if Scotland out from UK? How long? Month, 1 year,
I
5
wouldn't
years?
bomb anybody.
Why not?
Because the war needs to stop.
Okay.
How are you going to stop this war?
How you stop the war?
How will you stop this war?
I can't stop them.
Oh, so what's your point? You say the war needs to stop, but you show no alternative to what we're preaching here.
What, you want to go and fight and kill?
No, I'm asking you a simple question, my friend. I'm asking you, what do you suggest? What do you suggest to end the war?
You don't mind your
What do you
citizens
suggest
being
to
killed?
end the war?
Ceasefire.
How?
Ceasefire.
How?
Well, Boris Johnson went over and stopped Zelensky, who's a,
No, he didn't.
who's a coke addict.
Oh, he's a coke addict, all right.
Coke addict.
He's a comment,
You
sure.
know that.
My friend, you need to give some actual arguments and not ad hominems against me or against Boris Johnson or against Zelensky or any of them. What you're doing now is straw grasping. You're grasping straws. Ooh, okay, what can I grasp to demean the pro-Ukrainian argument? What I'm doing is I'm giving you points. I'm giving you points why Ukraine should be supported.
Killing of your own people.
What do you mean your own people? There's Russian troops on Ukrainian soil fighting against Ukrainian troops.
And that area had a referendum and wanted Russia to take
A
over.
referendum at gunpoint.
What I'd like to see that area have self-determination. That was
Would you?
part of the original agreement that was put on the table.
What area are you talking about?
That's the eastern Ukraine.
Eastern Ukraine. What exactly?
Donbass.
Donbass. Okay. What?
Whole Ukraine or you wanna cut it?
No, you know where I'm from. I'm from South Africa.
What agreement are you even talking about, man? What agreement are you talking about
White
here?
people were killing black people.
Okay.
You know.
Yes.
And I didn't see it like you don't see what is going on.
I see it very clearly. I could give you a crash course of what happened in Ukraine if you want.
I'm not concerned about this in your country.
I could explain. I don't mind. So look. Sorry. So look.
Where are we starting?
I would say the first main thing we need to talk about is the collapse of the Soviet Union and the gift of Crimea to Ukraine, which was given by Nikita Khrushchev, if I'm not mistaken, who was the last leader of the Soviet Union, right? He gave Crimea to Ukraine because it was geographically part of Ukraine, right? And the Russian Soviet Republic has agreed to do it. And there was a referendum back then to see if Crimea wants to join Ukraine. And a slim majority chose, yes, we want to be part of Ukraine. So Ukraine started having its borders as they have now. Later, they did the Budapest Memorandum, which was a treaty done with the US, UK, Russia, Kazakhstan, Belarus, and Ukraine about full nuclear demilitarization of Ukraine, of Belarus, and of Kazakhstan. See what I mean? So, in that treaty, Russia has promised that if Ukraine gives up its nuclear weapons, if Ukraine gives up its nuclear weapons, Russia will never invade. That's what the Russians signed up for. That was the Budapest Memorandum. As you can see, they didn't honor it for very long. Later on, the Ukrainian president Yanukovych was elected in honestly, an election that was very questionable, because in the previous election, before the one that he was elected, he was caught doing voter fraud, and he was not allowed to become president because he was a fraudster. You see what I mean? in the second election, there was no investigation, and he became president with the premise that he promised the Ukrainian people he would get closer relations with the EU. But when it came down to it, Russia, saber rattled a little bit. He started shaking, and he went back. He backpedaled. So the Ukrainians did not like it at all because they wanted to be closer to EU than to Russia, and they went to Kiev to protest. That is what we know as the Euromaidan. Was the Ukrainian discontent because of Yanukovych's backpedaling. After that, Yanukovych started shooting at some of the protests with some of his security, and the Ukrainians started becoming more violent because they were getting attacked. They had to fight back. Yanukovych fled to Russia. Putin annexed Crimea with his troops, and he invaded East Ukraine too. What about you, Nuland?
Nuland was
What about her?
organizing that revolution.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't. Nuland had her own.
She was
Hold on.
in her own words, deciding whether they were going to get that boxer character.
Yeah, they were deciding who to support.
No. Who to put in?
My friend, they were deciding who to support.
Who to put in?
Newland or the Americans don't have full control over Ukraine. They can only influence Ukraine by telling them, okay, we think this could be the better choice. And the Ukrainians usually do what the Americans say because the Ukrainians are fighting for their lives right now against Russia. And we need to be united against Russia right now because Russia is completely in the wrong in this situation.
Where does NATO expansion come into this from your perspective?
When is NATO expansion? What, sir?
Where does that fit into this? Because,
NATO expansion.
So, the idea that seemed plausible to me was that it's a bit of a red line, Ukraine, for joining NATO, and that Putin sort of said that's right on our doorstep. It's a red line. NATO expanded through Estonia, some of those other countries, but he was like, not Ukraine.
Absolutely.
Is that a fair point, or is that?
I don't think it's a fair point because there was no treaty made with NATO that prevents Ukraine from joining NATO, or for any matter, any country east of Germany from joining NATO. There was no treaty. What's the treaty called? What's this treaty called? Are you joking? You're terribly misinformed. This agreement is about Ukraine. It's not about Eastern Europe. I'm sorry, man. I can't talk to you anymore. You're saying that the promise of not joining NATO for Eastern Europe was done in Minsk agreement. Man, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's have a nice conversation. Very good. Lovely stuff. I love it. This is how it should be. Opposition should face each other head on. We should talk to each other. We should debate to find what's the best point. To find out what's the best point. I'm not gonna move anything. Look over there, my friend. Things are moving at this very moment, and you are against this movement. Over there, you see up there, Ukrainian flag. You see it? Things are moving, my friend. Things are moving. So, what's up? What are we doing? Okay, fine, no problem. Who wants to be the flag bearer? No problem.
What I was going to say was, regardless of if there was a treaty